What's going on, everybody? We have the top rental agent in the Upper Highway. He is going to share some insightful information into rentals. Theo?
Good morning, Taine.
Welcome.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
And thanks for having me this morning, and hello to your viewers, your thousands and hundred thousands of
100,000, come on.
Come on now.
So Theo is a rental agent. Rentals take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and we're going to be diving into whether you're a landlord, whether you're wanting to rent, what makes you a great tenant, what makes you a great landlord, and maybe some of the mistakes landlords make, maybe even trying to place their own tenants. But we're going to get into that. So like, follow, and subscribe to hear more. So the first question is, what is the biggest mistake you see landlords making when they rent out their properties, and how can they avoid them?
Yeah, with absolute respect to landlords, at the end of the day, they want the best deal.
Correct.
Out of their rental that they may have.
Yeah.
And whilst they may want the best, they must also understand that you can't. You're a real estate agent. You can't do heart surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
gotta have the knowledge as to what you're doing. And the most common mistake that landlords make is that, okay, don't worry, pay me half of the deposit. No screening, no credit checks, no nothing. They just put the guys into a rental. And I find that's the number one problem that landlords are doing at the moment.
So by them placing their own tenant, they're not doing the proper credit checks. What then happens in some cases then? Does the tenant not pay? Does it come like a squatter? Like what are some things that some landlords have told you? Yeah,
what happens is that they've got no legal ground to stand on.
Yeah.
Because one, they cannot recoup from the deposit because there is no deposit.
Yeah, because they said don't worry.
Don't worry. Yeah. And so they just have to. The eviction process is a process.
Oh.
All
South Africans, you can't. You've got to go through the.
You got to go through it. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate. Thing that we've got to go through. Yeah. Then we have the other problem is that unrealistic rental prices.
Yeah.
As much as your bond may be 20,000 rand, the rental price for this area may not be 20,000 rand. We do something called a CMA, which gives us a market analysis as what the area is doing.
Correct.
And this is how we advise landlords, hey, listen, we've done a certain amount of rentals in the area, and this is what we could get you.
Yeah.
But in some cases, or in most cases, that doesn't meet the landlord's expectation, and they say, listen, let's try a couple of grand more.
Yeah.
And the problem is that all we can do is advise. We produce the reports and we can advise.
Yeah.
And the rest is upon the landlord.
Yeah, sure. So, second question is, what qualities make a great tenant, and what should prospective tenants do to stand out in competitive rental markets?
Yeah, what makes a good tenant is that your credit history.
Yeah.
Although it's although one or two accounts are not paid, and I'll get into later on in our conversation, it's not a fail. A good tenant is having good credit history, having a good rapport with the previous landlords, and just having a good name in the market.
Yeah. Sure.
And try not to cause chaos. Watch your spending, because we look at bank statements, and where we see tops that comes up quite often, it's a red flag. They become a nuisance and stuff like that. Yeah.
Sure. So by taking care of your credit history,
that's the number one.
Especially in a competitive rental market where you have like 10 to 20 viewings constantly for like a property.
Yes.
If you've got good credit history and you're not spending all your money that's showing on your bank statement, you've got a good chance of getting it down.
100%.
So how has the rental market changed over the past years that you've been in real estate, from when you started to where it is now in 2026? And what trends do you expect to see in the next 12 months?
Good question, Taine. The rental market has been quite consistent in 25, We did a hell of a lot of rentals in Ingwe. I can't even keep up. And the thing with rentals, it comes today and sometimes goes today.
Yes.
I mean, I've got a record where I've evaluated a house at 6 p.m.
Yes.
And at 6:30 p.m. I called a client knowing that that client is a perfect fit for this home.
Yes.
And the deal was clinched in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it comes today, goes today, if it's at the right price and if it's what the tenant is looking for.
Sure. So a lot of people that are said that the rental market is struggling and they're battling to find
Yeah.
tenants. Is that a price problem or is that a rental agent problem? And maybe they don't have the right rental agent.
I think it's a combination of the two, but you know what? It's a cutthroat business out there.
Yeah.
And that's quite common in the industry where rental agents will promise the world to a client and to a landlord and to a tenant, and delivering what they promise is something else. And this is a catfight that most tenants and landlords have way into the contract. Hey, but you promised me this.
Yes.
And if it's not documented, we have a major problem.
Sure.
Yeah, but going into 2026 and henceforth, it's interest rate driven as well. As much as rentals don't apply too much to the 10.5s or what, you
Yeah.
know, but we notice that as soon as the interest rate goes up, there's a sudden boom in rentals. All because buyers, and you are the expert,
Yeah.
you know, are reluctant to go into the higher repayment bracket.
Yes, correct.
And many people opt to go into the rental
Yeah.
phase, and makes me very happy.
Makes you happy, makes me sad. You know, at least one of us is winning.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a win. It's a win-lose.
Just quickly, if you're a tenant and you're wanting to secure a place, what are some of the costs? You don't have to give the exact figures.
The numbers,
but what are some of the costs that a tenant needs to have up front to secure a place going forward?
Yeah, and I think it's a vital question that a tenant must ask at the outset.
Yes.
And this is why at Ingwe and in my personal capacity, I lay out the rules before even the viewing is done.
Yeah.
And I tell them, hey guys, this is what I need. I need a fee to run your credit check.
Yes.
It's a small fee, admin fee.
Yeah.
You need your 3 months bank statement. You need your 3 months pay slips, your identity document. But if it's a foreign national, the rules change.
Yes.
You know, if you're a business, we need the CK documents,
Yeah.
a letter of drawings,
Yeah.
your 6 months stuff, and yeah. So the rules change slightly when it comes to different
Yeah.
cases.
So you got your admin fee, and then and let's say you're approved, then do you need
A deposit,
a deposit, 1 month's deposit?
1 month's
and
deposit,
1
and the
month's
rent upfront. Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically it. And it varies from agency to agency,
Yeah.
where some agencies charge a monthly fee. At Ingwe, it's just once off, the
Yeah.
rent up front, which is quite good.
Yeah.
And then if it's a procurement only, the tenant hardly hears from us because
Yeah.
the liaison thereafter is directly with the landlord.
Yeah.
But in a mandated phase where the landlord wants us to manage the property, then there's a 10%
Yeah.
rental fee
Sure.
that we charge per month. Yeah.
And then last question is, can you share a memorable rental success story and what listeners can take from it?
Yeah. You know what, Taine? Most people say, hey, listen, I've just been through a divorce, and, you know, my partner's messed up my credit by not paying a month or two. But it's not the end of the world. You know, as much as good credit is vital, but it's not an immediate rejection.
Yeah.
And one of the success stories is exactly that. It was a divorce case, and the lady says, listen, I've been through a divorce, and one of my accounts was in arrears, and I think I'm blacklisted. So what we did was that, number one, let's see if you like the house.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the first question.
that's the first question.
Yeah.
There's no use going through the big rigmarole
Yeah.
when there's no like.
Correct.
So we viewed, and she loved it. She fell in love with the property. And I knew that she was going to like it because I knew what she was looking for.
Yes.
And so the next phase was that she submitted documents, and we've got quite an efficient administration department. And we went through the phase, and strange enough, I think she scored a 635 or 650.
Yeah.
Although she had one account which was in arrears, but her affordability was excellent
Yes.
because of her earnings.
Yes.
And so the success story was that we managed to place her
Yes.
into the unit that she wanted. And we didn't have to make a plan and try and get a cheaper unit or try and manipulate the process.
Yes.
You know, we went through the statement. At the end of the month, she had money in account, and all worked to the good. So what I'm saying is that it's not an immediate fail if you've got bad credit.
Yeah.
We got to look at the affordability, and there's a few other factors that we consider,
Yeah.
including checking with the previous landlords,
Correct.
checking your social status. And at Ingwe, the checks are absolutely thorough.
Yeah.
We tried not to shortcut the process,
Correct.
you know, thereby keeping the tenant and the landlord well informed. And at the end of the day, it's a good match between tenant
Sure.
and landlord.
Sure. Wow. A lot to unpack in the rental market. But Theo, why don't you just let that camera know your cell phone number, your email, and where can they find you, and what areas do you service in KZN?
Yeah, once again, Taine, thank you so much for this opportunity and the millions of views. I wish you well. And I work predominantly in the upper highway area from Pinetown coming up to Waterfall, all areas inclusive of that. And you can catch me on 082 722 3327 or at theo@ingwe.co.za.
Awesome. His contact details and stuff will be in the description. Also, it would have popped up on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any more rental questions, put in the comments, and you may want a part 2 from Theo. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.